right? So this is the stress strain diagram based on which you can define the quantities called elastic modulus and yield strength and ultimate strength and ductility of the material, and you understand it well. So let us proceed further with your homework, right? So based on that, you have defined elastic modulus, yield strength, ultimate strength, right, and ductility. Fracture stress you have also defined. Now you go out of this stress strain diagram. You go out. What is hardness? You define. I will ask you, you tell me, how do you, we have done it earlier, let us do it again. How do you define strength? If you have to say one sentence of what is a strength of a material or a strength of a metal, what will you say? Okay, if you say it is the resistance to permanent deformation or it is resistance to plastic deformation, it is a good answer. You see, when you apply force, you try to deform a material, right? It has a strength, then it does not deform. You keep on increasing the load, after some time it starts deforming. Initially it deforms elastically, and if you keep on increasing your applied load, then it will start to deform plastically. So the resistance of the material to deformation is its strength, and resistance to permanent plastic deformation is really the strength. Okay, now define hardness. Think on it. So you see, if you go to many books and what comes to your mind, you again, if you know correctly, you will again say it is resistance to plastic deformation, resistance to permanent deformation. Then there is a big confusion. Is the material strong? Is the material hard? Both ways you are saying resistance to plastic deformation. Then are strength and hardness the same quantities? Are strength and hardness the same quantities? There is a confusion, right? That is why I asked the next question. Question 2 was, if a material is strong, will its hardness be low or high? So let us get back to the definition of hardness first. It is correct that hardness is also resistance of the material to permanent plastic deformation. But there is a difference. Resistance of the material to permanent deformation only at the surface, not inside the material. What is the surface resistance of the material to permanent deformation? Let me give you an example. I mean, take a metal and take, say, a knife. Take a knife and try to scratch the surface of the material. Try to scratch, right? Just take a knife and try to scratch. If you apply a very small load, there is no mark on the surface. There is no mark on the surface. Take a plastic. Now take a plastic and try to scratch it. At a much lower load than you applied earlier with the knife, there is a mark on the surface. You can put a scratch. So the force that you applied on the plastic to make a scratch, if you apply the same force on a piece of steel, you cannot scratch it. You increase the knife force a little more, you still cannot scratch it. You increase it a little more, and now you can scratch the steel. Take a piece of aluminum and try to scratch it with a knife. So you will see that the force you need to put a scratch mark on the plastic is low. The force that you need with a knife to scratch on an aluminum is a little higher, but the force that you need to scratch a surface of steel is even higher. So you see, you are still doing permanent plastic deformation. If you can leave a scratch mark there, it is permanently there, isn't it? But you are doing it only on the surface. You are not trying to bend or deform the whole piece. There is a flat piece of plastic, of aluminum, and of steel. But what you are trying to do, you are trying to permanently deform only the surface. So you are comparing the hardness of the material, right? So if you can put a permanent scratch mark or a permanent deformation mark on the surface only, then you are dealing with hardness. So the resistance to this is called hardness. There is another word you know from your material science called indentation. Indentation. In a short form, you know dent. There is an accident, there is a dent in your car. So, right, so indentation is from there. But indentation basically means, can you mark the surface? Can you put a permanent mark on the surface? So resistance to indentation is hardness. Resistance to indentation is hardness, or resistance to permanent plastic deformation on the surface is hardness. Okay, so if you remove this, if you remove on the surface, if you only say resistance to permanent plastic deformation, then it is the strength of the material. Can you bend the material permanently? Can you change the shape of the material permanently? Then resistance to this is a strength of the material. But can you put a permanent deformation mark only on the surface? Then it is hardness. Okay, so this is the definition of a strength, and now the definition of hardness, right? Whether it is yield strength, whether it is ultimate strength, it is the resistance to permanent deformation, and hardness is the resistance to permanent deformation on the surface. So now, once you know the difference between hardness and strength, now you can answer this. What do you think now? If a material has a high strength, will its hardness be low or high? If a material has low strength, will its hardness be low or high? What do you think? Hardness and strength are two different properties. One is the resistance of the whole body of the material. One is the resistance only on the surface. But if a material is strong, it will also be hard. They are sort of directly proportional. You measure them differently. You measure strength by a tensile test, a stress-strain graph. You measure hardness by a hardness testing machine like a Rockwell tester or a Vickers tester, and hardness is given as a number only. Rockwell hardness C number 30, Rockwell hardness C number 40, right? But number 20 is less hard, number 30 is more hard, number 40 is even harder. But if you compare strength and hardness, if a material has high strength, it will have high hardness. So this is now your answer. How can you experimentally determine the toughness of a material? Let us define toughness first. We have defined it earlier. What is toughness? What is toughness? Resistance to permanent deformation. Resistance to permanent deformation is strength. So what is toughness? What did you define earlier? Yes, if you remember, resistance to fracture is toughness, right? So if a material is strong, will it fracture more easily? If a material is hard, will it fracture more easily, right? Because your definition of what is toughness is resistance to fracture. Now, what is brittle material? What is ductile material? What is brittle material? What is ductile material? You know, right? If a material does not deform too much before it fractures, it is brittle. If a material deforms a lot before it fractures, it is ductile. Is a brittle material strong? Is a ductile material strong? Is a brittle material has a high hardness, or a ductile material has a high hardness? Think on it. Think on it before you answer. Think on it before you answer. Okay? So, right, so the questions are 2 or 3 together, for example. right? First, what is toughness of a material? How can you experimentally determine the toughness of a material? If a material is strong, will it be hard also? Brittle material, ductile material, which will be stronger, right? These are several things that we have just asked you. So let me, now this is a typical stress strain graph of a brittle material and a ductile material. This you understand, right? That if you see for the brittle material, you keep on applying load, keep on applying load, keep on applying load. Its straight line region ends somewhere here. Its plastic deformation is very little. And then here it suddenly breaks. So if you see the total strain, it is very small. But if you take a ductile material now, it will increase, and then it will deform a lot. It will deform a lot. There will be a large amount of stress before it breaks. If you see the specimen, then here we told you, right, here there will be a cup and cone, here there will be not. So the total length of the material will not change too much because there was very little strain, and then it will suddenly break. Here the total length of the specimen changes a lot, and necking happens, and there is a cup and cone, right? So this is it. This is it. Okay. Now we will tell it to you later on. Tell it to you later on. But you do something right now. You do something right now. Based on your earlier material science, can you tell me that can you define toughness of the material from the stress strain diagram? Right? Not toughness from an impact test. Can you define toughness from here? Those of you who are sharp have already seen that you see there is this white area under the curve of this one, and there is this blue area under the curve or gray for this one. If you remember from your material science, modulus of toughness was defined, or toughness, and it was the total area under the stress strain curve. So what is area? What is area? Area is length multiplied by, so this area is this height multiplied by this height roughly, right? So it means it is a stress multiplied by a strain, a stress multiplied by a strain, right? And this thing gives you the toughness of the material. This thing gives you the toughness of the material. So if toughness is the resistance to fracture, then from the stress strain diagram, you can find it by finding the area under the curve. Of course, if you have some good package like MathCAD or SolidWorks and so on, then you can exactly find the area under the curve. But if you want to do it by yourself, then it will be rough, right? Because it is not a straight line, and it is a straight line, it is a curve, so the area under the curve will be an integrated amount. So you will find the toughness of the material from here roughly. And if you see now in the brittle material, the toughness is only this area, this area. But for the ductile material, the toughness is this. What about the strength? The maximum strength for this material and the maximum strength for this material is almost the same. So if you find the strength of the material, then the two materials are the same. But if you find the toughness of the material, then the brittle material has a much lower toughness than the ductile material, right? So it is not necessary that a material that is very strong will also have a high toughness.